welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a 21-inch method, and this one is actually going to be the Woodland Ruffle or Cruffle, however you call it, but the 21-inch version. So I hardly ever see people do this. As a matter of fact, I think I've only seen it done once or twice, but it is a great way to use up your 21-inch mesh, and it turns out super cute. We're also going to be using a just a regular work wreath, or you can use one that you make. But I do think for this method it is helpful to have an elevated base, so just keep that in mind. So the first thing we're going to do is cut our mesh. And I like to use a rotary cutter. Now I'm going to cut it at 15 inches. Okay, so I'm going to start on the bottom of my frame, but you can start on the top. I like to go ahead and open mine up. It just makes things easier. All right. So what you want to do is take your piece and you want to put it upside down. So it's coming off of the roll in this direction. So when you pull it out, it wants to roll under, but you want it to roll up. So you want to flip it over just like this. Now I'm going to use my deco mesh ruffle tool for this, but I'm also going to show you using clamps. Okay, so the way the Woodland Ruffle works is you curl it a few times. All right, so I'm going to curl it like maybe twice. Then I'm going to pull the other side. I'm going to curl it like twice. I'm going to pull it in about 3 or 4 inches. So that's the curl part. Then I'm going to put my tool right there, or you could actually go ahead and go to your frame. Okay, put it down. Now I want my ruffles facing up. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. Okay, so I'm just going to do my curls on the other side. So when I get my curls in, I do have this poof here. Now you can leave it like this, where it's kind of open in the middle, but you're really not going to see. And what you can do is take and just kind of pull it around like this so that it does make a poof. Okay, so let me show you that again. So I'm going to take this side and I'm going to curl 2 good times, and then this side, and I'm going to curl 2 good times, and then there's a tiny bit of a ruffle in the middle. I'm going to go into the next tie. Okay. Then I'm going to do this side. And I'm going to go on top of the one that I just made, okay? So this way you do have curls in both, but you also have your poof in the middle. Okay, so you can flip it over so that you have your poof down, okay, and then your curls up, okay, just like that. Now this is using 1 mesh. I want to show you what this looks like if you use 2 meshes, so you can cut much larger pieces. Okay, this time we're going to cut it at 30 inches. and I want to show you the difference. So I think it's important that you know you can do this and it is going to look super cute, and you can do it with one mesh. Okay, so, but it doesn't make the curls as defined as I would like them. So I want to show you doing it with much longer mesh. Okay, and so I have two different colors here, and so I can alternate them. So I have this kind of yellowy gold, which of course is also in this one. All right, now, exact same way to start. You want it to roll in on itself. So I'm gonna put something heavy at that end. This time I want to do several good curls. So 1, 2, 3, just like that. I'm just going to kind of hold that off there, and then on this side, 1, 2, 3. All right, so you can see I have a pretty good amount of curl here, and you can see it's much easier to notice than the smaller ones. So let's go on this side to look. Okay, so you put this one down. So we did our curls. Okay. All right, so you want to pinch it so that you have the ruffle and the curl. Put it in your tie. Now, to fix the ruffle part, all you're going to do is kind of tuck the bottom into the top. And that makes a perfect little ruffle. That makes a perfect little poof. All right, and then you have your curls on both sides. So you can see your curls a lot better than on this side. Okay? So this is very similar to poof curl, except you're going to have a little bit of ruffle in between your curls, and it's going to be much longer. All right, so I wanted you to see that so that you could see you can do this smaller and with one mesh. Now, one of the tricks to this is that you want to have two, so you're basically going to have two of your curls in one tie, two in another, and the poof in the middle. Now you could just go and start the next one, but it is much fuller if you go and put another set of curls right here. So I'm going to show you how that works. Okay, so this time let's use some clips. Okay. So, something heavy down there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now I want to clip this off. Clip it like this. Clip this side. Just like that. Then I'll turn it around. And I'm going to do this side. And then I have just a little bit of ruffle. So I'll take my clip and put it right there. Okay. Now, I'm going to take this whole piece. And what I was saying was, you just go right to the next one, like this. And then you're going to have two pieces that stand up against each other. Or you can go on top of this one, and then you have a curled poof. I'm going to go right here, right next to it. There. Okay. And then here, you'll be able to see those curls. And then you see how I have basically two pieces, but they're folded into each other. So I just pull this one out a little bit and just kind of tuck the smaller one in it. And that makes a perfect poof. And it's going to hide any little frays because it's going to be tucked inside there. All right, so let's do it again. And this is a super fun method to do. So because this is 21-inch mesh, it is going to fill up faster. So you're not going to have to use a whole bunch like you do when you're doing the Woodland Ruffle and you're just doing 10-inch mesh. So it's going to go a lot farther. All right. So I'm going to take my first piece. Okay. Just like that. I want to make sure I keep my curls intact. And you just flip it around. Now you can make your curls tighter or looser. That's just kind of a preference thing. It's not really a requirement thing. But see, you're going to have a little tiny bit of ruffle there. Pull this one up. I just like to kind of hold them off so I can get it into the frame. It actually almost looks like a jelly roll with these two little rolls. You could leave it that way as well. So I'm going to go into the next one and let my curls hold themselves up. I like doing it this way because you can really see the curls really well. Okay. So you could leave it like the jelly roll if you want, or if you want it to look like a poof, just pull the top out and tuck the bottom in. So I prefer doing it this way than trying to flip it over and pull out the ruffle. This just makes it a lot easier to do. Okay, let's do the next one. Just like that. Then we just pull it together, clip it, pull it together, clip it. So it's not going to come apart. All right. Now I'm going to go into this tie. So I'm not going back into any of the ties. Now you absolutely can do that. So that's the way you do it with the poof curl. So the poof curl, you keep going back into it, but you don't really need to do that with this because of the way that we're making it. Okay. So let's pull that out and just tuck it in. There we go. Okay. Okay. So we're going to end up with two like ones together, but it's not going to matter because when we get it all on, it's not really going to be noticeable. Now, if you put one in the other, you will end up not having two next to each other, but I really don't think it's going to be a huge deal in the end. Okay. Okay. This round. So the reason it does this is because there is an even number on the bottom and the top, but I have a way we're going to fix that. Okay, so pull that out. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to put a second row on the bottom, and then we're going to put one row on the top. I'm going to show you this part, and then I'm going to do a lot of it off screen. It's just the exact same process. You're just basically going to go on top of what you already did. And we're going to create a third row, so a second row. And then the top will be our third row. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and start in the one where I had two together. Okay. So you can either open the tie or just go right on top of it. And I want to kind of pull this one up a little. Okay. I'm not completely untying it, but you can see I kind of want to have two distinct layers. So I'll make it two distinct layers, just like that, okay? So now it's not going to be as obvious that we have two together. Okay. So I'm going to do that all the way around, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to do the top. Okay, we've gotten the second row on. So we have 1, 2. Now we're going to do the third row. We're going to do the exact same thing. Okay. There we go. Tuck this one in. Okay, so there are rows that are next to each other, but when you put that third row on, it should be a lot less noticeable. And this way I don't have to keep going into that one row. Okay, I'm gonna show you one more time and then I'll do the rest sped up. This is going to be super full. So with these colors, these are kind of the choices that I pulled out just to give you a couple ideas. This would look really great with it. It has the brown, the tan, and some of the gold in it. This one has the brown, the yellows, oranges, and the burgundy. So I think this is one we're going to go with. It's going to brighten it up. You could either use a yellow or a mustard. So I'm thinking I'm going to use the mustard. And then I have brown Swiss dots and then just a regular burlap color. Okay, so I have kind of a rusty orange and a regular orange. I think I'm going to go with the rusty orange. So, okay. Alright, so we're going to do 12 inches and we will need 9 of these. Okay, so we're going to alternate our ribbons. We're just going to take our ribbons, okay, fold them in half, just like this. So pinch it at the halfway mark and then kind of gather it together, okay, just like that. And then run your hand under it so that you almost get like bird wings. That helps to get it across the mesh. Okay, and then you're just going to tie it right on top. Then I usually just tuck in. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and pull them out. Okay, like this. Okay, so kind of like an X. Okay, and then I'll do my next ribbon set and I'll do the same thing. Fold it in half, pinch, make the little birdie wings, and place it in. Okay, you can also so I'm just going to keep doing this over and over all the way around, and then we're going to do the top. Okay, on the top, I like to spread my ribbons out like this. Okay, so like an X this way. I do tuck my ties in. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is add in our sign. So I have a sign that matches it really perfectly. And I have a couple little things we're going to add in that'll be fun. Okay, so I'm just going to take a metal hole punch and punch a hole in the bottom and in the top. Now I'm just going to take some 26 gauge wire. I usually use about a 20-inch piece. One for the bottom, one for the top. There we go. I like to double it up. And then I'll twist it right where the sign is, just to keep the wire from moving. Okay. I like to use weaving needles to help me get my sign in. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of put it in the center. I just want to kind of rest it on the mesh. Then I'm going to load this just like a needle. And you can actually push it right down through your mesh. It's not going to hurt the mesh. This makes it super easy to get to the frame, which is where you want to tie it off. So I just twist it around the frame several times. Then just trim off the excess. Okay. And then we'll do the top. Okay, so I'll kind of straighten out my ribbons a little bit. There we go. All right, and then I want to add some really cute things in it. So I got these really cute pumpkins from Hobby Lobby. Just gonna grab a few of these. And so the way I'll put these in is I'll take a skewer, just a wooden skewer. I'll get a little bit of glue on it, and I'm just gonna pop it right through the bottom. I just need a little bit. This just makes it easier to get it in. I'll put a little glue on it, and I'm gonna pop it right in where those ties are, because that's what it's going to glue to. It's going to glue to the tie. Okay, so if you have any trouble getting through, you can use an awl or an ice pick just to make a little hole, like that. Then you'll be able to take your skewer, put it in. Okay. So you can see what I'll do is, here's the tie. I'll kind of put it in the center of the tie so that that glue is hitting that tie. Like that. Okay. I'm going to do this one. also got some really pretty leaves. I thought we would put some of those kind of on the bottom around. It also has cute pine cones on it. So I'm going to break it into pieces so I can kind of spread it out. Okay, make a little hook in it. And then I can take that and I could put it right on my tie and just kind of glue it into the tie like that. So that's cute. There. That's cute. What? There we go. Look how cute that is. I love picks like these because there's so much in it that I can use it on several projects. So I will just take pieces off and just keep using them in different projects. There we go. That. I want to put a few of the smaller pumpkins on the bottom. Okay. So we'll do the same thing. If your wood skewer has a point, it's usually pretty easy to get it in. If it doesn't, then use your awl to get it in. There we go. Okay. There. Okay. So I'm kind of skipping and going every other one. And then the ones that I don't put a pumpkin, I can put some of these cute little leaves. There we go. Just a couple left. This also has little acorns on it. It is so cute. Okay, so let's pull off some of this. Okay. There we go. Okay. When I want to put a few together like this, I will just take a little bit of floral wire and just use that to wrap them together. Then I don't have to worry about them coming apart. It secures it nicely. Kind of arrange it. There we go. Okay. All right, there we go. Let's take a look at it. All right, there we go. Oh, how cute is that? So you can see we have all our little leaves on it. Oh, that is adorable. Okay, you'll have to tell me what you think. And be sure to like and subscribe and come back for more. And you will see this one in the video with the different methods for using 21-inch mesh. Y'all have a great one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, y'all.